Welcome back to Market Headlines. Qatar's telecommunications company, Ooredoo, and Hong Kong conglomerate CK Hutchison's Holding Ltd are exploring a deal to merge their Indonesian units, which are Indosat and Tri Indonesia. And analysts assess that these merger plans can increase stock price valuations and will be a good sentiment to the market. Indosat's stock rose 7.6% after the announcement, giving it a market capitalization of 30.7 trillion rupiah. The capital market analyst, Lucky Bayu Purnomo, stated that Indosat once hit its peak level above 6,000. And even though right now the stock price was in the range of 5,000, but still capital market analyst Lucky Bayu Purnomo predicts that the Indosat stock price will be at its resistance level of 5,850.
Indosat hari ini berhasil menguji level 5.750 atau menguat sebesar 9,52%, dan angka tersebut sebenarnya sangat dekat dengan rata-rata kinerja harga saham Indosat sepanjang 52 minggu sebelumnya di level 5.850. Untuk itu, melalui momentum ini tentu sentimen pasar cenderung positif dan Indosat masih memiliki potensial upside untuk menguji level tertingginya di level.
So, merger talks between two largest telecommunications company in Indonesia, so why not? Here it is, we can see the case that Ooredoo and Hutchison is about to deal the merger plans between Indosat and Tri Indonesia. So, better we take a look on the details on the merger plans itself. Here it is through your screen. We can see the merger plans between these two telecommunications company, which is, I find this really exciting because CK Hutchison's Holding Ltd and also Ooredoo QPSC is joining alliance with exclusive and non-legally binding MOU. And here it is. Recently, the news about the merger between Indosat and Tri Indonesia is in the air, and the controlling company, PT Indosat, which is Ooredoo QPSC from Qatar, stated that it had signed an exclusive and non-legally binding memorandum of understanding with Hutchison's Holdings Limited. And we may be wondering, how big is it, the Ooredoo's power over Indosat? So Ooredoo owns about 65% of Jakarta-listed Indosat, while in the other hand, CK Hutchison's controls 66.7% shares in Tri Indonesia through its unit Hutchison Asia Telecom. And a deal would involve a cash and stock offer. Both companies are set to become significant shareholders in combined entity. But then there is no further confirmations about that. The exact structure of any potential deal in Indonesia has been finalized, while negotiations could still be delayed or even fall apart, because representatives for CK Hutch and Ooredoo didn't immediately respond to the request to command. And here it is, the interesting part. If these two telecommunications companies collide, it can beat one super telecommunications company in Indonesia, which is Telkomsel. So let's see the positioning in the next graphic. And here it is through your screen. We can see the largest mobile operator in Indonesia. We can see the first place went to Telkomsel by 171 million users. And we can see Indosat Ooredoo and XL Axiata, the number looks like, by 59 million users of Indosat Ooredoo, while 57 million users belongs to XL Axiata. And here it is, Tri Indonesia with 30.5 million users. So, based through the graphic, we can see that the Indosat is currently the second largest mobile operator. About a third of Telecom, which is 171 million users. The data from Dutch research company Statista has showed. And Hutchison's Tri Indonesia is the country's fourth largest operator with 30.5 million users. And also Axiata has close to 57 million users in the third place. And here it is, we can see that the merger talks is really influencing because Indosat share price has more than doubled up since the news about merger leaked to the press last week. And the increase prompted Indonesia's stock exchange to suspend the share trade on the Monday before allowed it to resume on Tuesday. So let's see the trade movement in the next graphic. Here it is through the next graphic. Through your screen, we can see Indosat stock movement starting from the December 11th. It was at the level of 2,670 and moving on to the December 14th, it was at the level of 3,330 and the number inclined as the time goes by in the December 18th to be at the level of 4,560. And here it is, the merger talks began and the number of stock price went even higher by 5,500, and the last one is that before the suspension began, it was at the level of 5,600. And the shares of Indosat has risen about 90% this year, giving the company market valuations of around 2.2 billion US dollar. And the Indonesian's wireless business accounted for about 23% of the Ooredoo's total earnings before interest, tax, and also depreciations and also amortizations of 2019, making the second largest for the group after its home market. And according to its latest annual report, it counted for about 60.4 million customers at the end of September. And aside from the good performance, Indosat benefits the market response of the merger and finally pushed forward its price talks. Thank you to the sentiment, because seems like people really welcome this merger talk, right? And well, actually, merger on telecommunications companies had been existed the idea from a long time ago from the government. So here it is, government is pushing to continue to encourage consolidations between cellular operators, both in the form of mergers or even acquisitions into a telco holding company. So let's see one of the statements as a proof that government wants a merger to happen. We can see Ahmad Ramli as the Director General of Postal Service and Information Technology stated literally that in his opinion, there are too many players competing in Indonesia in terms of telecommunications company, and the government encouraged to consolidations. It's better that there are just few players, but all are strong. And even former Minister for Information and Communications and Technology, Rudiantara, stated that the telecommunications sector is not healthy and need a consolidations. During his period, he suggested that the number of ideal cellular operators in the country should be 2 or 3 operators. And it is to avoid cartel practice or business monopolies. In the 2015 to 2016 period, the contributions of media and telecommunications sector to Indonesia GDP, barely 2 digits, but how about now? The contributions is only 7%. Well, in addition to Ahmad Ramli, technology on December 15, that the country's mobile operators need to invest in the network development and quality of service regularly, but that needs a strong balance sheet and which many smaller operators lack. And we have to believe that telco industry is an industry that a capital intensive, technological intensive, and intensive labor. So we hope nothing but the best for every decisions that we'll take. If it happens, we hope that the merger will go through according to the plan. So stay with us because market headlines will be right back after this quick break.